Hi, and welcome back to Serial Killers, the podcast that covers all the arable weeds, pests, diseases, problems that you might encounter on a farm. So today's subject, Josie, is...
couch grass and onion grass.
Coochie coochie coo.
Absolutely. Who used to say that?
I've no idea. Hope it's not rude.
No, it was a person from years ago.
Also known as twitchgrass, which I feel like all the young farmers under 25 will say twitchgrass because it's like,
Couch grass,
streamers.
quack grass,
Quack grass, yeah.
quicks, skirch, squitch.
Squidge. Squidge grass.
Squitch. Twitch, wickens and wicks.
Wickens and witch. There you go. So you got enough common names then.
Lots of common names.
And what is the scientific name for the common?
Common couch is Elymus repens.
Sounds like you're doing another Harry Potter spell
know.
there. Elymus repens, and it turns you into a creeping grassweed.
Creeping, yes. The repens bit means creeping.
Right, and so it creeps, it produces rhizomes. Does it produce seeds as well?
Yes, it does.
But they're not really that important, are they?
No.
So this one, it can be a weed in arable crops. It's a big weed in horticulture, gardens, things like that. It's a bugger to control, isn't it, really?
Well, once the roots get intertwined with your plants, the only thing you can do is actually take your plants out, wash the roots and carefully pick the roots out of there.
Yeah. The reason seeds are not important so much in an arable field is because you need pollination from another different genetically distinct couchgrass plant to produce viable seeds. And so most of the plants in an area will be the same clone. And so it can't produce, if same clone pollinates another clone, it won't produce viable seeds. But if they do produce seeds, they're viable for 4 to 5 years.
And the seeds will survive in manure as well.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
a big issue. So horticulture maybe.
Well, quite often when you do put manure down, you do get all sorts of delights popping up out of it, don't you?
Yeah. So for arable crops, this is not a yield destroyer like blackgrass or ryegrass, but it is a pain, a bit like when we talked about annual meadowgrass, and it's going to increase lodging if you've got it in your crop. So it's going to pull it down, those stolons, because it's more than one plant joined together. Cultivation of the ground, especially breaking that cultivation up and then going in again 2 to 3 weeks later, will virtually completely control it, won't it? So
yeah,
it's not one we need to put massive amounts of weed killer on for.
No, but those rhizomes can get wrapped around equipment and things like that. So depending on how dense that mat of weeds are.
Yeah. So
with the roots, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose if you went in with a direct driller, then you could be an issue. Any natural pests or...
No, but really concerning, it can act as an alternative host to the take-all fungus.
Yep.
Which is really worrying because that is a bad fungus.
Yep, it's a major problem, major disease of arable crops. It is a host, though, to the speckled wood butterfly caterpillar and the ringlet butterfly caterpillar.
And fruit flies.
Oh, right. They're not so beautiful, though.
No, but it's an alternative host for it as well.
Yeah. So it could be an issue if it's in the margins, and it'll go in there and provide another source of food for fruit flies. It's moderately related to cereals. So things like biological control would be probably unlikely. So at Utrimmer, we do a lot of work on biological control of blackgrass, and we're looking at ryegrass and things like that. But these weeds that are closely related to cereals like couchgrass and wild oats,
that's right,
they're last on our hit list because we don't want to produce a biological that also affects arable crops.
No.
That would be the worst case scenario.
No.
I don't have the money to compensate farmers if I destroy their arable crops. So that's an issue.
Glyphosate's really good with this weed.
Well, that's more than enough then, yeah. So get it on with glyphosate or another weed killer.
In 1910,
yeah,
thinking back to when you were a mere boy, Russ,
yes,
it was reported to be the most problematic weed of arable crops.
Yep.
Then in 1974, Mr. Glyphosate comes along and
there you go.
It made a huge impact.
And it's one of the few weeds that everyone says, oh, if we could still burn stubble, then all our weed problems would be solved.
No.
That proves that, really, because before glyphosate, it was a massive problem, and burning stubble does nothing for couch grass. So this is because those rhizomes are fire resistant, basically.
Yeah. And they're under the ground. And if you dig them up, you could literally have what looks like a bucket of spaghetti, because that's what they look like.
Typical Italian, always thinking of pasta.
Oh, yeah. Lunchtime. Is it lunchtime?
What's your favourite pasta, Josie? Come on, what was your favourite chocolate bar last week?
My favourite pasta. It has to be pasta di tenerumi.
Yeah.
And tenerumi is like a squash. You know those like metre-long squashes?
Yeah.
It's one of those, but you eat the leaves.
Oh, right.
And they're lovely. They're sweet and fragrant.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. Mine's cannelloni with soya chunks rather than meat.
With what?
Soya chunks rather than meat.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I bet you put pineapple on your pizza as well, man.
No, I'm not that bad. There you go. What's wrong with pineapple?
I have dinner with your pudding.
I know, I'm the same. Everyone put like raisins in, or apples in a savoury. Oh my word. Hate it. There you go. Right, and there is another plant that it's referred to as couch grass, but it's completely unrelated. And that is...
onion grass, but I can't say that word. It's something elatus.
Oh, this spell. You need to work on this spell, Josie. Arenatherum alatius. And this is the onion grass, which is even less of a problem than normal couch grass. And don't know why it's called couch grass, because it doesn't produce rhizomes. It produces swollen bulbous nodules.
That look like onions.
Yeah.
They're not actually related, though, are they?
Glad your brain went there. There you go. They look like onions, and hence the common name.
But they're not actually related, are they?
No. I don't know why they're put together. And even like when they're in books about controlling weeds, they're put together, but they're just completely unrelated. They don't look similar, really.
So onion grass is actually a variant of false oak grass.
Yeah. So very tall, looks very similar. I think that the flower heads, one's compact, one's not. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't tell you which one is more compact. Probably wild oats is more flowing, hence the name. And it grows everywhere except northern Scotland, this onion couch grass. It loves alkaline soils.
Mm-hmm.
So chalky land, this may be a weed more on the chalky land, but it will tolerate acidic soils as well. It's just one of these ones that will also tolerate very alkaline conditions. And I think just smashing up those bulbous nodules with a plough or a till or something, something to destroy them is probably the best way of control. Or going back to one of our, standard weed killers like glyphosate. Yeah. Don't like when we do the weeds and we just say throw glyphosate on every time. But yeah, that's one that you would, if you having an issue, that could be an issue. And it can produce up to 15 tons of those swollen nodules a hectare.
Oh my goodness.
So if you wanted to commercialize them somehow, you've got a use for swollen bulbous onion couch grass nodules. It's pretty heavy yielding. So there you go. Anything else? Any good jokes?
No.
If you loved this amazingly hilarious and informative podcast about couch grass, then please share it with your fellow humans, not just farmers. Anyone who's interested in agriculture, humans. Horticulture, then
with your people.
Yeah, take me to your leaders. There you go. So couch grass.
Lovely. Done.
Right, I've got nothing to sell on that one either. Utrema don't produce anything that can be used for couch grass. So
really?
It's completely, yeah.
I could give you a few students to dig out the roots.
There you go.
Okay.
If you need students to pull up couch grass or black grass probably, and you're in the Northamptonshire area, speak to Josie.
We got some good work experience students begging for work.
There you go. I was speaking to a 9-year-old yesterday, and he works on a farm, and he gets paid £15 an hour. Yeah.
9-year-old?
Yeah. Well, I shouldn't say that. No, I didn't speak to anyone who was 9 years old who gets paid. It was not for farm work. It was for something else. But yeah, he was like a hobby.
I'm in the wrong trade.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, it wasn't a full-time position, put it that way, for a 9-year-old. Yeah. It was 1 or 2 hours a week. Okay. So Josie, until next time. What are we going to do next time? I think we either do ryegrass or flea beetle. Let's do flea beetle. I like flea beetle. And it's quite a bit more interesting than the grasses. Let's split it into 2 podcasts, and we'll do flea beetle and all the different types of flea beetle, and then we'll do cabbage stem flea beetle as a whole separate podcast.
Oh.
How about that? Because that is such a big issue.
Exciting.
There you go. And if that doesn't keep you listening to this podcast, then nothing, literally nothing will. Okay.
And tell us your favourite pasta.
Tell us your favourite pasta and your favourite chocolate bar for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Send those messages in.
Chocolate pasta.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah. What about chocolate pizza?
Oh, no.
I had chocolate pizza once for my birthday.
Did you?
Yeah, it was great.
Really?
Yeah.
Not amused. Okay.
All right. Thanks very much, Josie.
Thank you. Bye.